Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Drafting Out Loud, where we're going to follow up on our draft, or on our review of what's going on in DraftKings with our market movers to do a draft. We got our players queued up by rank. Looks like we might have a potential sharp in the first spot with his Spike Week logo. Who else we got here? We're in the 7 spot. Oh, snap. Okay. We got Sacrilegious in here as well. This should be an interesting one. I did one Sacrilegious draft. I did one draft with him on, I think it was DraftKings before the NFL draft. And his draft was really odd. Not saying I was wrong. It was just odd. He drafted a bunch of the rookies, and I don't know how it turned out in the end. Maybe I should look at it again and see how it goes. But maybe we'll compare. Should we do that? Compare his pre NFL draft with his post NFL draft. But let's focus on what we got here. We got our players here. We got our ranks queued up. These are the players rising and the players that are values on DraftKings. There are not a whole lot of them that we liked. And so, for example, like we got Josh Allen here at pick 20 rising. No, thank you. So we'll figure out what we do here. And we are right next to Sacrilegious too. So we'll see if we'll see if that ends up in our favor or not in our favor. Okay. We'll just queue up our players. Don't really care which one of these guys I get. James Cook is falling down the board. I'd expect CeeDee Lamb to eventually pass him up, and I think we have to. We'll take CeeDee Lamb before we take James Cook. We won't have to though. Let's get a Puka fall, right? Puka was one of the fallers. Let's get a Puka fall. That'd be pretty sweet if it happened. McCaffrey's rising. I don't understand why he's rising when he's already at 6, but he is. No Puka fall for us, unfortunately. Who else was no, none of these players were rising here. CeeDee Lamb is rising a little bit. There goes JSN. Um, I do think there's who went Justin Jefferson. Okay, let's get the first riser, right? That's what we're doing here. Christian McCaffrey, welcome to the team. 1 for 1 on getting our selected players here. I don't think we're pick 18 next. So it's tough because okay, well, we're hoping that Rashee Rice gets to us. Would really like that one. He's not one of the top risers, apparently. Hampton is a value, not a riser. Josh Allen's a riser. We don't want to go there. So we're really hoping that we get one of these 3 here. Trey McBride would be a bring back on McCaffrey, so I think you could swing that as well. And we'll even go, I guess, London if we can't get Rashee Rice. Or do we just go Omari and Hampton? Kind of okay. Darn. Let's hope he doesn't go Rice. He didn't. Excellent. Okay. We're going to go Rashee Rice here. We don't want to go too heavy on running backs. I think there's running back value later on. Sacrilegious went running back, and then he went tight end. Okay. We're going to keep an eye on what he's doing. I think it's he's probably using his the sidekick for it. Okay, based on ranks, if Omari and Hampton falls to us, we're good there. I guess if Josh Allen or Derrick Henry fell to us, we would do that too, but probably not. Those are the three top players based on ADP as well. This Jordan Love at 23, I like that. It's just that I haven't been on this part of the board to take advantage of, no, not Jordan Love, sorry, Jeremiah Love. Haven't been on the right side of the board to take advantage of it one time, which is unfortunate. If he starts rising, I'm not going to be happy about that one. He is falling right now on uh, um on DraftKings though, right? So, oh, wrong way. There we go. Look at that. Fallers. We got Jeremiah Love is one of the fallers right now. Not sure why he's falling exactly, but he is. There he goes. He did not fall in this draft. There goes Josh Allen getting picked way early. I'm sure this guy's sharp. He's probably happy about that one. He'll probably take. Oh, he didn't take Hampton. Okay, AJ Brown was the other player we're going to say that we were going to be interested in. If we can get a pick and slide, Hampton or a pick and slide, we'd take that. Nico Collins. We don't. Oh, there goes Nico Collins. We're hoping these running backs get snapped up, is what we're hoping for. We want one of these too. After that, it's a little tough. Again, we don't want to go running back right now. And there goes Hampton. We're hoping Pickens falls. Is he one of the fallers right now? I think he might be. No, not one of the fallers right now. If we can't get Pickens, come on, fall one more. Then do we just go Smith? He's got two wide receivers already. You want Olave? Okay. We'll go George Pickens here at 31. Assuming he uh stays on Dallas. He proved that he's got a lot going on. I wanted to see if Sack was going to take Devonta Smith, but it didn't happen. He did take Brees Hall. Okay. Way ahead of ADP. Not way ahead, but he took him ahead of two other running backs. Interesting. Based on our ranks, we're not going to go Lamar Jackson. We're not going to go Cam Scadaboo this early either. It's tough on here. Uh, this would be a stack right here. Zay would be fun, but the chance of getting Lamar back are like slim to none, which is unfortunate. Like taking a Kyron fall, I think it's just taking best available of these three. Darn. He took Pre-Salt and Kyron. I was hoping maybe he wouldn't take Kyron. Okay. Williams would give us a Dallas stack. I think we kind of got to do it, right? What does this have to say about Javonte Williams? Okay, just that he is kind of locked into the starter for the most part. Like there's not really a threat on the team at all to what he does. Let's just get the the stack. We'll try to get that with Dak Prescott here. He's probably more expensive than we. Oh, okay, 73. If we can get him um, at 79, we'll be happy about that. We're not going to take him at 66. And where did CeeDee Lamb's here, right? So we have first shot at him, assuming he first like real like makes sense shot at 79. So we will look at that. So Sack goes running back, running back, running back, tight end, running back, running back. He's not trying to get any of the running back value. He must think there's wide receiver value later on. That's interesting. If Scat gets back to us, I think we got to take that just because he's rising up the boards right now instead of falling. There goes Lamar. Mike Evans at 52 is, if he got to us, he's a value. These are also interesting picks here. Jameson Williams and Trevion Henderson. Those are all guys that we need to be looking at. Devontae Adams is like way up the ranks on some of the websites. Smith is way up the ranks on some websites, down on the ranks on other websites. There goes Drake May. Did he go to the AJ Brown draft? No. Oh yeah, AJ Brown drafter right here. Okay, so he knows what he's doing, right? Like what you'd expect. There goes Devontae Adams, who is one of our potential targets. Parker Washington getting pulled way up the board. Does it make sense? We don't have any North players, so it's not like he's a better pick. In fact, we do have Christian McCaffrey, so Mike Evans is definitely the guy that we want here out of those two. In fact, I kind of like Mike Evans more than Cam Scatabo as well. So we're really hoping that Mike Evans makes it to us. We have two intriguing players ahead of Mike Evans. So Waddle is falling down the board some. Denver is a bring back on KC. And if we don't take Henderson, that opens up more running backs for later on. This guy did go 4 wide receivers to start. Okay, I was gonna say he's gonna take a running back at some point in time. We're gonna take the falling Mike Evans, slightly falling Mike Evans. Mike Evans was on our list. Where was he a value or a riser? He's a value. 14, 15% almost. Got to feel good about that pick, having the running back and wide receiver on 2 different teams. So I know Sack probably likes Trevion Henderson. He probably likes Price as well. He took David Montgomery over those two. Okay, I know they like David Montgomery too. That's interesting to see him take David Montgomery over Trevion Henderson. Is he a better like the show drafted? David Montgomery 54. Henderson 56. Okay, so he actually does have a higher ADP. So that makes sense. Where are 2 QBs that we want to go after? There's Brock Purdy all the way down here at 99. Price at 66 is past his ADP. I like Swift more. I like Watson more. I'm not a big fan of Price, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Um, we have Watson went darn. Trevion Henderson went darn. He likes Carnell Tate more than he's got no running backs. He'll probably take Swift. He could take Price instead, because I don't want Price. If he takes Swift, do I just take Price then? He took Swift. Or do I take Tyson? Price would be a potential bring back. I'm going to take Tyson. Now we're hoping that Dak Prescott makes it back to us. If he doesn't, that's where we could then pull up a Tony Pollard. So that's kind of why we did that a little bit. We got to feel okay about Tony Pollard at 79. We'll see what else is available. But basically, we took Price, then taking Pollard would give us four running backs. And I don't think we want to go four running backs this early with McCaffrey and Williams. Not saying that's wrong. The Sack went for running backs. You went Tate, we went Tyson. Oh, we have Patrick Mahomes as another. So we have a lot of stacked QBs we can do here. Don't forget about Patrick Mahomes. And then Tyler Shuck right here. CeeDee Lamb already has one. The CeeDee Lamb draft already has one QB. It's tough to push things at QB on DraftKings. So if we get a falling Dak, I think we just got to take it. Just because if we don't get a falling Dak, then we could take again Tony Pollard. I think Tony Pollard makes more sense than these other running backs. Where's Pollard going? 85. Or do we take Tony Pollard at 79? Because this guy here needs 104 QB. Where's Jared Goff going? 102. This is interesting. Which one do I do? Come on, Pollard. He wasn't going to make it back to me because that guy that just drafted RJ Harvey was probably going to go like running back, running back. There's a chance that Dak Prescott makes it back to me. Maybe not. We'll see. Interesting. Four running backs, one wide receiver, two tight ends. This guy here could take his second QB, but he also has other players he could stack with his QB. Everyone seems to be doing things that make sense for the most part. And so there is a chance that Dak Prescott makes his way all the way back to me. If he doesn't make his way back to me, I just take Patrick Mahomes and I live to draft another day. There goes Dak to the CD Lamb drafter. That's okay. Um, Pollard wasn't making it back to me. Pickens might not be on Dallas. I mean, that's not what's probably going to happen, but he might not be back on Dallas. So get the running back. It opens up another stack as well if I want to. If it like, push comes to shove type of thing. You can get a falling Wandale maybe here and then set up a Tennessee thing if we have to do that. But we got so many QBs that we can go after here. And the Dallas one might not even be a stack in the end. So try to get get the falling one if you don't get the Patrick Mahomes one. If he gets to me, there's a chance. I know the sim guys are right here. It's interesting. He has Saber Sim as his thing. Um, but they are really high on Patrick Mahomes too. So there's a chance that he just takes Patrick Mahomes naked here and tries to then backstack him. Let's hope he doesn't. He did. Oh, that hurts. Um, Sutton, Addison, or just pull Purdy up right here. Which one, Sutton or Addison? We'll go Sutton at 90. That gives us another stack here in Bo Nix. I like Brock Purdy more than Bo Nix. There goes Addison right after us. That Patrick Mahomes one's kind of hurts a little bit. Just a little bit. Addison wouldn't have been a bad pick either because we do like who just went. Bo Nix went. Okay. Addison would have been a nice pick also because we do like the falling value of Mason and Jones. They're still not expensive enough yet. So if we get Addison, then we can you know, stack it and get Murray maybe as well. So that was also an option. One thing thinking about this is this was definitely a good possibility of happening. For some reason, they don't, I mean, they're going to backstack is what they're going to try to do, right? Because they have like no good front stacks. They're just trying to acquire points. They're going to try to get a bunch of wide receivers at the end. He did something like this in the other draft too, though. Interesting. I'm gonna have to go back and find it and compare. We definitely need Purdy here if he makes it to us. We do have some QBs that are blocking, so hopefully um, we get them. Tyler Shuck, pick 109. Where did Olave go? Did Olave go? He went over here. Okay. I guess a Jackson Dart if Brock Purdy doesn't get to us. There's our Kyler Murray we were talking about. I don't even know what to do with this pick if Jackson Dart or Brock Purdy don't get to us. There goes Jackson Dart. This guy doesn't have a QB yet. He does have Jefferson, so he probably should be more inclined to get Murray, right? So that's the hope, assuming he feels he needs a QB. Hopefully he doesn't just take Purdy. Good. Okay. Get the falling Brock Purdy here. We have Tyler Shuck queued up. I think he makes a lot of sense here as our second QB. If we don't get Tyler Shuck, what do we do then is the question, right? Um, Rico Blake Corum. It's hard to backstack Jordan Love now because all their wide receivers are going so much earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if Sack took Tyler Shuck just because that's what they're doing. Um, there goes Baker. There goes Malik Willis. I think it's Blake Corum and just get the ADP value. If we can't get him, J.K. Dobbins, ADP value. I like Pittman. I like Downs as well. Downs and Pittman would be potential stacks. Love would be that's like 4 picks of ADP value. Let's see. Where are there goes Pittman. Kraft is over on this side. Don't take Shuck. He's gonna. I mean, he's needs wide receivers though as well. Okay, good. He took Josh Downs. He needs wide receivers too, right? So now this guy doesn't have a reason to take Tyler Shuck unless he just wants to. He does. How many running backs does he have? He only has 2 running backs, so he kind of needs running backs as well because he started off way late at running back. He has a stack here. Did Jared Goff go? Where did Jared Goff go? Oh, he did. He's the one that got Jared Goff. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go Tyler Shuck here. One out of the two of our targeted, uh, one of the 2 out of the 4 of our targeted QBs. We can get tight ends on both those teams typically, but no, Kittle goes so darn expensive on here. In fact, he's one of the risers, right? Isn't he? Let's go look at our risers. Kittle's a riser at pick 93, like ridiculous. Okay, what do we do here with this pick? We can do anything we want for the most part. Um, San Fran. Who's left on San Fran? No one. Oh, what's his face? Oh, we're looking at tight ends. That's why it's no one. Kirk Stribling, James Black. Not that we want a second wide receiver from the team. And then Saints, Johnson, Kamara. Really the only ones that maybe Vele. He's, I guess, gotten buzz still. Like they're still talking about him. I haven't really drafted any of him. Uh, Picks that I like at this. Let's see what our based on our ranks are. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt still available. Tyreek Hill's way too expensive. So we got Krosky Merritt. I think Worthy should be going up, not falling further. Aaron Jones is here still. We like oh no, Aaron Jones isn't here anymore. I think our next pick is Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt or Worthy. Because we could use running backs and wide receivers still. I think those are the 2 best values. I don't know. I mean, Worthy could get duped in the end by like Tyreek Hill coming. So we're gonna say Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt's gonna be our next pick if he makes it to us. This guy's only got two running backs as well. One of them's Blake Corum, so he could go running back also. He is the next best available running back, which is unfortunate. He did, damn. We need a tight end. We need wide receivers. Let's go Xavier Worthy right here. We know that Sacrilegious needs wide receivers, so we're not going to get him if we don't take him there. And I think he's a value overall. He took a third QB. Oh, that's the second QB. Unstacked CJ Stroud. Okay. If one of these falling tight ends make it to us, I think we just got to take that. Rodriguez and Brooks are also interesting picks here. Ooh, which one's a better pick? I don't know. Brooks goes, so that's not an option. I think it's between one of these tight ends. Where does Johnson go? He's pick 156. So we can hope to get him here at 151. He went McMillan there at 132. First, third. So these guys, look at this: three wide receivers, three wide receivers. A lot of people like way light on wide receiver. We have what you call, I guess, a balanced build here with us compared to everyone else. Chris Rodriguez goes. So now it's one of these four tight ends got to make it back to us. That one didn't. Is there one that makes more sense for us? With our not really. Actually, Tyrone Tracy kind of makes sense too, right? Like he might get more play than Isaiah Likely. We're going Tyrone Tracy. At 138, I feel that's a better play than the tight end. I know it's not the value, but we are even going to get Johnson. We want Johnson with our next pick. And so this gives us better chance at, I mean, Johnson should get there 149, right? Like let's pick one. Okay. Oh, okay. So 151. So by taking Tracy there, it gives us a better chance of getting Johnson with our next pick. It gives the dart drafter an excuse potentially to get a to get a second tight end, which means he won't be going after less likely to go after a third tight end. This guy doubled up the Mason Jones thing. Um, this could be a team where I mean Kamara goes so expensive though on DraftKings. but it kind of makes sense why it's so expensive now. They didn't do anything in the draft. Hasn't been any buzz about anyone else. Whoa, Kenyon Sadiq. This is an event. Isaiah Likely is the one. So good thing, I guess, we passed up on tight end though, because they are getting snapped up at this point in time. What's available at QB? Bryce Young, Mendoza, like yeah. Anything new on Aaron Rodgers? Oh, we knew that. So they just there goes Likely. Okay, so now we're hoping for Johnson to make it back to us. There are a couple one tight enders over here. If we don't get Johnson, what do we do? Take take Chig or Henry? We have how many wide receivers? We have six wide receivers. There's anyone in them really like excited to like stack with the other ones? So we could go wide receiver, we could go tight end. I think we'd go tight end. Okay, good. Johnson, welcome to the squad. We might double tap tight end here, depending on what's going on. Although there are some intriguing wide receivers and running backs here as well. Jennings is here, Hunter is here, Chig is here, Henry's here. I think those are all interesting. Kamara, but again, that's kind of expensive. Mitchell's here. Chig just went. That's unfortunate. We wouldn't have minded getting Chig. He took Mendoza to go. Did he get? He didn't get Bowers. There you go. So just like totally unstacked team. I wonder if he's just doing other things in the background and he just kind of clicks the top pick available on the sim. Hunter Henry here would be amazing. Y'all already have two tight ends. Drake May's on the left side of the board. No one here needs Hunter Henry. He didn't even get Jacoby Brissett. He just took Mendoza instead of Brissett. That's kind of wild. I was gonna say Hunter might be my pick. I guess Keaton Mitchell might be my pick if there goes Hunter Henry, unfortunately, too. You kind of knew that was gonna happen. They like the New England guys. Keaton Mitchell, darn, there goes Keaton Mitchell too. We need tight ends. We have nothing to like stack them up with at all. They get kind of ugly. There's nothing else that we're like, ooh, we need that at all. Wide receiver, nothing like we need it. We're just gonna take the next tight end. Hawkinson. We really wouldn't have minded getting that Hunter Henry pick. I like that a lot more than Hawkinson, but we did it. Where's Kirk and Stribling go anyways in here? 187, 193. I like Bernard right here. at 187 as well. I like Williams at 200. Ball at 203. Wicks has gone down the boards hardcore here, which makes sense. Kamara was just taken. I think getting another tight end makes more sense than getting Kamara. Uh, there's a lot of risk with Kamara still. I like Brian Robinson. If Brian Robinson makes it back to us, I think that is. Let's look at our ranks. Allen is 199. That's a interesting one as well. That's the last of our ranks is Allen at 199. We only have four running backs. We can definitely do like a six running back build because we've kind of spread them all out pretty good. Oh, there goes Brian Robinson Jr. Darn. That gives us a reason to. What else is available running back? Samson, Tank Bigsby, Ray Davis, Katron Allen. There's still some guys. Aaron Rodgers going 185, 201. He's got two, he's got two, he's got two. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is the pick here at 175. Is there someone that's better than Aaron Rodgers at 175? Dylan Sampson, maybe? We don't need a third QB. Okay, we'll go Dylan Sampson. He took Mike Washington. So Aaron Rodgers, I think these are interesting players right here. Where's the tight end? Oh, Aaron Rodgers went. Okay, well, we don't have to worry about that one. Wonder if I should have gone Aaron Rodgers instead. There goes Antonio Williams. There goes Kate Otten. So the question is, do I stack or not stack, right? Kirk, Bernard, or Stribling? I think Kirk's a better play than Stribling. I think Bernard is a more interesting play than Kirk. There goes Kirk. Then it's Bernard or Stribling. He took Tink Dell. Stribling's going right after. I like Bernard more, but Stribling makes sense for the team, right? To have another San Francisco guy. He's a deep threat. You never know what happens in any given week. Let's do it. Stribling it is. I've drafted like none of them, so if we're gonna draft him, now's the time to do it. Dazon Stribling. Could be a zero. Okay. Um, there still is, there still are a couple running backs that are interesting, including some San Francisco guys. What happens to James Conner is a interesting one. There goes Bernard. Allen is the next pick, though, right? He's the value. He's going way later on. We have two tight ends only. We have two tight ends. Eventually, we got to get a third tight end. Could be any of these guys, mainly like Frymuth and Joku. I think would be the two biggest targets. I wouldn't mind. I like grabbing like a Penix at the end. As silly as that sounds, if he makes it to the last round, might do it with either of those guys. But I think this is definitely a Bigsby or an Allen pick. And we'll go Allen first based on kind of the ranks on both sites. If he makes it to us, Pratt Fairmouth goes. Oh, that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Braylon Allen is our pick. That gives us six running backs, seven wide receivers, two tight ends. We're definitely getting another tight end. David and Joku made it to us. I think we'd have to consider that. There goes Tank Bigsby. That was another player that we'd consider. I don't know how I feel about Eli Stowers now that he's on such a crowded, odd receiving core. I feel like Njoku's the last of the tight ends. You could go Oscar Delp for dual New Orleans Saint tight ends. I like Vidal as well, but we could get a different running back later on. There goes Stowers. There goes Ted Hurst. He probably would have taken Ted Hurst if he. Ray Davis, I think, is a nice click here. Probably even more than Vidal. Like they didn't add anyone either. Oh, there goes Ray Davis. So that can't be the click. I think we're hoping for Njoku here. I feel like he's the Claiborne third tight end, third running back on Minnesota. I like the Darnell Mooney pick. he started off so strong at wide receiver, he doesn't really need another wide receiver. I don't know what we do if he takes our tight end. Do we just take Michael Penix and then live to draft? Oh, he took Parkinson. Okay, we're gonna take David Njoku here. I think in a lot of ways he's the last of the tight ends that could do something. Like is almost I mean, not. I mean, I liked Ferguson pre-draft. They just drafted a fifth tight end though, so we'll take Njoku, and we're hoping that he kind of is the tight end version of some of these wide receivers, and that once he gets signed, he starts rising up a ton type of thing. Johnson, Hawkinson, and Njoku tight end room. It's nothing to write home about, but it could score some points. We could take a fourth tight end. We got 2 picks left. Um, where do we invested one, two, three, four, 5 wide receivers through 8, 6 through 11. So we went hard at wide receiver. We don't need an 8th wide receiver. We probably need, a running back could be used more, a tight end or a QB. I mean, there's always interesting wide receivers, but I think we're going to be around 19 next for us, right? I think if Penix makes his way around, I think taking a Penix in round 19 is fun. He only got 2 QBs. He could take them maybe. He took May and Hurts. He took 2 early ones. There's a couple people that are high on Davis, taking him theirs. I haven't seen him go that early though. To take Wicks at 192. Oh, he's got the Philly, right? He's got Hurts. Okay, so taking Wicks makes sense then, I guess, as far as that goes. Oh, he took another QB. I thought Penix was kind of essentially mine at this point in time. Taking a handcuff to I mean, why not? Maybe Oscar Delp is the Hayden Winks, the underdog guys were super into him. I like Katron Allen maybe. Like he was able to hold off Singleton in college. Jordan James goes, darn, our guy goes. We're gonna go Penix. Why not? Round 19, if he gets the start, he's kind of like I think he's like the Aaron Rodgers of last year, or the Daniel Jones of last year, the Jackson Dart of last year, the Tyler Shuck of last year. So if I can just take him late, if he gets me points, awesome. If he doesn't, whatever. Everyone else, a lot of other people are getting zeros here as well. Where did Aaron Rodgers went all the way up here at 15? So if I go Aaron Rodgers here, I go Bernard here. I never would have gotten Freiermuth, unfortunately. So I go Allen, Njoku, and then I don't go Penix there. I go Katron Allen, which is, maybe a 0, maybe not a 0. Do we go Katron Black with this last pick? Or do we go Allen or Delp? Wow. Yeah, we're not going to go with Jahan Dotson. We're not going to do that. I don't think it's Delp. I think it's a running back. New Orleans has got a lot of backup running backs. Estime still on team. Myers, not a. Really to get one more wide receiver, you'd think so. I think Allen is the better bet, right? Like he could end up being the starter over there. Black, even if even if um Black, even if McCaffrey goes down, I don't think Black just earns the job. I like everyone Katron Allen. Last pick, he could be the starter over there. We missed out on Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt by one pick. We took Black. Yeah, we got sniped in a couple places here. We our biggest snipes that happened were we got some falls that we liked though too. But we wanted Swift right here. Not that one's not a big one, but we wanted Swift right here. That would have been nice. We wanted Prescott or Mahomes right here. Neither of them got to us. So we got Purdy, Shuck. We wanted Krosky Merritt right here. Missed out on him by one pick as well. We took Tracy here. We passed on Likely. I think that makes sense, right? Because if we take Likely here, we might not get Johnson, and then we don't even like the running backs that are coming back to us. So I do think Tracy here made sense, like a lot of sense now that we think about it. Johnson here, of course. Hawkinson, just we're trying to build up our tight ends. We don't think there's anything else that's amazing. We could have said take Robinson here, but whatever. I don't there's a chance that Robinson made it to 75. He just didn't. So Hawkinson here makes sense. Then at this pick, it was between Sampson and Rogers were the two biggest options for us. If we go Rogers here, we then go um, Bernard here, which I like Bernard more than Stribling. Then we go Freiermuth wouldn't have made it to us though still. So we go Allen here and Joku here for our third tight end. Then this would have to be another running back because we wouldn't have taken Sampson. It would be Katron Allen, I guess, is who we would have taken. And then one last running back. And that had been Black. We got Allen and Black. I think we're okay this way. I think we're okay this way. I I don't think either one really matters a whole lot, though, to tell you the truth. Sampson could be the starter to start the season if Quinshon Judkins doesn't, recover all the way right away. Sampson could have a bigger role this year. He was a rookie last year, so he's a second-year player. He's maybe the pass catcher on the team. They're still not expected to be that good, so they could have a lot of pass catching, catch up type of scenarios where Sampson could get in the game. He did have some high scoring games when he did get playing time. Okay, let's say we did the right thing. Let's go look at our just does it all make sense from a build perspective? We got Brock Purdy stacked up with Christian McCaffrey, Mike Evans, and Stribling. So we have three pass catchers for Brock Purdy, which is nice. If Pearsall, Pearsall is kind of falling, there was a chance he went over here somewhere, right here at 98. Okay, no, there's no chance. That's tough, right? Like, so I either got to take Pearsall at 90 instead of Sutton. Sutton, yeah, that's okay. Never mind. Um, so we got a nice stack there. We got the Williams, Pickens, no QB stack going on. We got Rice, Xavier Worthy with no QB going on as well. We have Johnson stacked up with, we have Johnson. Where's the other one? We have Tyson and where is he? Tyson and Johnson stacked up with Shuck. I like that. And then that leads us to just our bench, which is Pollard, hopefully getting some closing line value on that one. Sutton, Tracy, which I think I like. Let's look at that pick too. I think I like that. Yeah, let's look at that one again. But I think I like that pick also. Or maybe we already did look at it, but we'll look at it again. Tracy, Sampson, Allen, and Njoku and Hawkinson as our 2 and 3 tight ends. Penix is just a third QB that I think might get us points by the end of the season. And then Allen, who is a high upside running back potentially. In the 20th round, I think there's worse picks. If we go back to the draft board really quick and look at, I think we looked at this one, right? But Tracy pick. We could have gone again. Oh, likely. Yeah, we could have gone likely. And then we go Johnson if he was there, but there's a chance that he wouldn't be there because he was the best available at this point in time. Tracy, likely, Johnson, Hawkinson. Johnson, Hawkinson, and Njoku. And then if we don't got Tracy here, we're then stuck with, okay, I like it. I think we did it the right way. I think we did it the right way. Okay, comparing to another, well, our players that we got that were on our board, McCaffrey 1. Javonte Williams, was he one of them too? He's not on the board. Not on the board. Okay. So McCaffrey 1 though. He's a riser right now. Crazy enough. Um, Evans is a value too. Pollard is a riser 3. Was he a riser on? I think, I mean, maybe he isn't. Yeah, he's a riser 3. Just missed out on Pollard riser 3. Just missed out on 4. So we're still on 3. Tracy, is he on? I don't think he's not on the list though. Johnson not on the list. Hawkinson not on the list. Sampson not on the list. Dribbling not on the list either. Allen is on the list 4. Okay, and was Allen on the list? I don't think he is, but no. Platform values? No. So we got 4 players on our list. Not bad. We could have 5. We missed out on 1, but we got a nice fall on Evans, so we'll take that. Last but not least, let's compare ourselves. Look at this right next to us. We got a 3773. So interesting here. He went heavy wide receiver. I went a little more balanced. So he goes 7-7. It's hard to go like 8 running backs and 6 wide receivers. When you go 4, 5, 6 through 8, though, who's a 7th? Naylor at 174. See, I think this could be a build where, because look at his running backs. He's got Judkins, Corum, Krosky. He's got like one starter that's injured, a backup that should get a lot of work, a starter, we think, third stringer, second or third, and he got the both of the San Francisco backs here. So he's trying to say like if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, my team's tanked, his team does good. So I like that part of him. So I mean, 7-7 is good. He also could have gone 8-7. I think not doing Naylor here, grabbing Washington or Sampson instead of Naylor, so a different Las Vegas guy. And then if you want to grab another wide receiver down here, I guess, right? Like get Brazel down here for your Bryce Young stack. I think that makes more sense than going with Naylor. Wait until the last round, get Ty Felton in the last round because did you stack up? Oh, yeah, he had to get Addison. Okay. Get Ty Felton instead or something like that. I think both of those are better options, but I think it's fine. So we both got 7-7. I think my 7 makes sense because I kind of just spread it all out, right? Running back, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you can go 6-8, you go 7-7. I think either way is fine on this team as well. I do have 2 rookies on it, so I guess I could have gone 6-8 also. Not gotten Katron Allen, instead gotten one of these guys over here, maybe. I think Allen is more of an upside pick though, so I'm fine with the 7-7. And then three QBs, 2 stack QBs. I got them slightly past cost, which is nice. We tried to push it with like Prescott or Mahomes. That didn't work. That's okay. And then we took Penix late just as a random guy. And then we got 3 late tight ends. Now, if we do one last thing here, we're going to do it. We're going to look at Sack's team here. And he went for just, I've seen this before too, 4 running backs early. And what's funny is, um, and then he just is just hammering wide receivers. Tate, Downs, or Dobbs, sorry, and Downs. So Tate here was, I think that's a value, like it, because he's going before like at the 50s. So I think you got him at a little bit of value here. Dobbs is a little bit of value, but I don't like if AJ Brown goes to New England, who knows what happens there. Downs, he's rising up the boards. Cooper Jr., unknown rookie, kind of where he should go a little bit. Harris, where he should go a little bit. Dell, these are like upsides kind of rookie guys. You got Mitchell here as well. So that's interesting. They took Mendoza here. He already had, yeah, he's probably not looking at this at all because he had Cooper, he had Hall, and he still took Mendoza instead of Geno Smith. And then over here, he ends up with AD Mitchell as well. The Sims are telling him to take Mendoza here instead of Geno Smith. They're telling him to take Mendoza instead of Bryce Young. That's interesting. Dell, Mitchell, Mooney, Brazel, Surratt. So he's just taking quantity instead of quality. I mean, I'm uncomfortable with it, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. This is what I was trying to do. But so this is the thing though. This is what I was trying to do like 2 years ago a little bit was I did take too many running backs, probably still, but I was trying to make and probably not enough wide receivers. So this is better than what I was doing 2 years ago, like 100% better. But I'd be like, oh, I need some more wide receivers. Let me tack on 2 wide receivers in rounds 19 and 20. Now I'm okay because I got more wide receivers. Well, guess what? I just tacked on 2, zeros or whatever. So that didn't help out a whole lot. Um, he could be doing the same thing now. Brazel, Surratt, they could be number 2s or number 3s on their team. Mooney could be a number 2. Mitchell could be a number 2 or number 3. He's also got, uh, well, he's got a number 2 probably because he's got Cooper and Mitchell. You think one of those guys would definitely be the number 2 most likely, right? So it makes sense what he's doing. He's trying to secure like some points, not the best points, just some points. And he's thinking that the points he's guaranteed at running back and at tight end and at QB uncorrelated for the most part. Although he did end up correlating some of it, like Stroud with Tank Dell and with Montgomery here. Mahomes, I don't think he correlated at all with another Kansas City guy. He didn't. And then he got Mendoza with no one as well. So who did it better? The other 3773 guy, me, the other 3773 guy, or Sacrilegious? Let's go look at this guy too and compare. He went 2882. I was considering eight wide receivers or eight running backs. But when Penix gets to you in round 19, you just kind of take him, I think. Makes sense why he did it because he's got May and Hurts, so he went way early at QB. He's got Bowers and he took Likely here, falling Likely, which is nice. So it makes sense why he stopped at two tight ends. And then you're just trying to fill out the rest of the team. He kind of went hero running back with Gibbs, and then he went Gainwell, White, Pacheco. That makes sense why he took Robinson here and why he couldn't fall to me. Wilson, Malik Davis, Justice Hill. And so he's just trying to find points with his second running back. This is very much a hero running back team. And he doesn't know where those points are going to come from. He's hoping to probably ping pong it a little bit and see if like, an injury happens or something like that as well. Wilson could get you points early on. Davis could be the number two in Dallas. Robinson is the number two in Atlanta. Pacheco is the number two in Detroit. White, probably the number two, probably the best pass catching back in Washington. Could be the number one. You never know. Gainwell, the number two, and he got him at a good ADP value, I think, as well, right there. And so you got to start your rest of your running back somewhere. And he went Brown stacked with May or Hurts, right? Like he's got him stacked no matter what for the most part, assuming he goes to one of those two teams. McLaurin, Lemon. I don't know how I feel about Lemon now at this price. Like I was doing a pre-draft. I don't know how I feel about now. Robinson, who is a baller right now on DraftKings, but at 96, it makes sense. That's where it's going. Reed at 97 is really nice value. And then he just Wicks, Bell, Noel. Wicks is a stack. Bell, high upside. Noel, unknown. Right, with all they got going on in Houston. Not bad there either. Makes sense why he went 8-8 right there instead of getting the third QB or the third tight end. So that makes sense for his team as well. Because I went later at tight end and went later at QB, I think you can justify the 3-3. And just like him, we kind of randomized our running backs and wide receivers a little bit. He went much more hero though, and then started mixing and matching a little bit, or no, he didn't really mix and match at all. He found his pockets, is what he did, is what we'll say, right? Is what he did. He went running back, hit wide receiver hard, hit running back hard, and then kind of sprinkle in the rest to get to your 8-8. Who did better? The spike week guy, the unknown guy, or the world famous guy? Okay. See you on the next one. Peace.